At the beginning of the story, we see Blanca, the white snake, trying to meditate, but suddenly, she starts having strange visions. In those visions, she sees a young man. She slowly moves toward him, but out of nowhere, dark shadowy forces surround her from all sides. Blanca panics and begins attacking in every direction. That's when her elder sister Verda steps in and brings her back to her senses. Verda is actually a green snake demon. Blanca is deeply disturbed. For the past 500 years, she has been having these same visions again and again. There's always been a strange emptiness in her heart. Seeing her sister so troubled, Verda gives Blanca a hairpin. As soon as Blanca tightly holds the hairpin, a mysterious light begins to glow from it, and suddenly, memories from 500 years ago come flooding back. We are taken back to the Tang dynasty, a time when demons ruled the land and constantly tormented humans. The demon emperor wanted to become immortal, but his dark general failed to fulfill that wish. Angered, the emperor removed him from his position. Burning with rage, the dark general decided that he would achieve immortality no matter what. Since he was a master of Taoist magic, he ordered his soldiers to capture snakes because he believed that by absorbing their powers, he could gain eternal life. Thousands of snakes were captured, and now the general planned to kill them and steal their powers. When the Snake Queen learns about this, she gives Blanca the magical hairpin and sends her to kill the Dark General. Blanca reaches the battlefield and single-handedly defeats many of the general's soldiers. She attacks the Dark General using the power of the hairpin, but her attacks fail. The Dark General had already absorbed the powers of countless snakes, making him unbelievably powerful. His body had become twisted and wrinkled from the dark energy. To capture Blanca, the general orders his disciple Donbu to attack her. A brutal and intense fight breaks out between Blanca and Donbu, but Donbu's dark powers are far stronger. Blanca is defeated and swept away by the river. When Blanca finally wakes up, she finds herself in a small village. The villagers are snake catchers, people who survive by capturing snakes. No one knows that Blanca herself is a magical snake demon. An old woman asks her, "Who are you?" But Blanca can't answer, because she has lost her memory. The old woman explains that a young man named Xuan saved her. The villagers live in the mountains because the forests below are filled with wild beasts and demons. Just then, Xuan arrives with his dog Dudu. The villagers mock him, because Xuan is actually afraid of snakes. He never catches them. Instead, he survives by collecting herbs. The old woman tells Xuan that the girl he rescued remembers nothing. Xuan goes to Blanca and says, "I'll take you to the place where I found you. Maybe it will help you remember something." As they travel together, Blanca asks Xuan why he captures snakes. Xuan replies, "We catch snakes for the general. He pays us for it." Suddenly, Juan's dog Dudu slips and falls off a cliff. Without thinking, Blanca uses her magic to save him. Xuan is shocked. He realizes Blanca has supernatural powers. Dudu, however, is terrified and runs back home. Xuan takes Blanca to his house near a waterfall. There, he asks her how she can use magic. Blanca answers honestly, "I don't remember anything." Xuan explains that he lives there, making medicines from herbs, so he doesn't have to catch snakes. He also tells her that he found her unconscious on a high cliff. When Blanca climbs that cliff, her visions return once again. She remembers being sent by the Snake Queen, the magical hairpin, and faint memories of the Dark General. Blanca regains consciousness, but she doesn't tell Xuan the truth. Xuan takes Blanca out to help her relax and forget her worries. Blanca starts enjoying herself, but suddenly, she notices that several snakes are following them. Out of nowhere, one snake attacks Xuan. Without hesitation, Blanca uses her powers and strikes the snake, saving Juan's life. But during the chaos, Xuan slips and almost falls off a cliff. At that exact moment, he is saved by the magical hairpin, which is stuck in the rock. As soon as Blanca touches the hairpin, she starts seeing powerful visions, memories of how this very hairpin once saved her life. The visions overwhelm her, and she collapses unconscious. Xuan rushes to help her, but then he sees two soldiers of the Dark General trying to kill Blanca. They already know that she was the one who attacked their master. Xuan fights them off, saves Blanca, and brings her safely back home. Later, Xuan sits quietly, staring at the hairpin. He realizes that Blanca fainted because of it. Blanca wakes up and tells him, "The hairpin and I are connected. I can feel magic inside it, but I don't know how to use it." She then notices something engraved on it, Precious Jade. Xuan explains that Precious Jade is a famous workshop located just outside Yongdruo. He suggests they go there to learn the truth about the hairpin. Suddenly, they spot the Dark General soldiers marching toward the village. Xuan had killed two of them earlier, so they are now searching for him and Blanca. Realizing the danger, Xuan tells Blanca, "We need to leave, now." They escape along with Dudu. Meanwhile, the Dark General's disciple Donbu arrives in the village with his troops. He shows Xuan's umbrella to the villagers and asks who it belongs to. When no one answers, Donbu grabs a small child and threatens, "Tell me the truth, or this child dies." Terrified, the villagers finally confess that the umbrella belongs to Xuan, and that he fled with a mysterious girl. Donbu orders his soldiers to find Blanca at any cost, but Xuan, Blanca, and Dudu are already gone. Knowing that Blanca is a magical white snake, Donbu uses black magic to turn one of Juan's belongings into a tracking spell so he can follow them. Blanca's power is the key. With it, the Dark General can finally become immortal. Elsewhere, we see the Snake Queen's cave, where the snakes live in hiding. The snake that Blanca attacked earlier reports to the queen, saying that Blanca saved a human snake catcher. He believes Blanca has betrayed their kind. At that moment, Verda arrives and defends her sister, saying Blanca would never betray them. But the other snakes accuse Verda as well, claiming she must be involved too. The Snake Queen attacks Verda with her sacred weapon and warns her, "You have 3 days. Bring Blanca and the hairpin back or you will die, and even I won't be able to save you." Verda sets out to find her sister. At the same time, the queen sends her general Changpan to kill Xuan. We return to Xuan and Blanca, who are now traveling toward Yangzhou. Along the way, Xuan starts singing and teaches Blanca how to sing. Blanca gently warns him, "That doesn't matter. You're kind, and that's all I need." He points to Dudu and says, "Even if Dudu were a demon, I'd still love him." Playfully, Blanca uses her magic on Dudu, and suddenly Dudu can talk like a human. Just then, the river begins to rage violently. Changpan appears, transforming into a giant serpent, and attacks them. He tries to kill Xuan, but Blanca transforms into her snake form and tears Changpan apart. heart, killing him. Juan's life is saved, but now he knows the truth. Blanca is a magical white snake. Still, Juan doesn't reject her. Instead, he notices something terrifying. The power Blanca used is freezing her body. Her skin begins to turn icy, and the ground beneath her freezes solid. Juan carries her to a nearby temple by the river and lights a fire to keep her warm. Blanca's body is so cold that even the stone floor freezes beneath her. All night long, Juan stays awake, using his own body heat to keep her alive. When Blanca wakes up the next morning, she asks Dudu what happened to her. Dudu explains, "Your body was freezing like ice. Juan stayed awake all night to keep you warm." Blanca is shocked. She sits outside quietly, still trying to understand everything. Juan comes and sits beside her. Blanca looks at him and says softly, "I'm a demon." Juan smiles and replies, "That doesn't matter to me. I know you're kind, and I like you." Hearing this, Blanca feels truly happy for the first time. Soon after, they continue their journey toward Yongzhou. Within a few hours, they arrive at the precious Jade Workshop, a massive magical forge, famous for creating enchanted weapons. The workshop is owned by a fox demon, a powerful being skilled in ancient magic. Juan asks her about the hairpin. The fox demon leads them to a hidden chamber and reveals the truth. The hairpin does not belong to Blanca. It once belonged to someone else. She explains that the hairpin has the power to steal abilities. Any power taken using the hairpin is transferred directly to its true owner. She adds, "The original owner allowed you to use it. That's why you could control it. But using it cost you your memories." Juan asks if she knows who the original owner was. The fox demon hands them a snake scale and says, "This will lead you to the truth." Juan and Blanca leave the workshop. Suddenly they sense something massive approaching them. A giant snake appears. It's Verda, the green snake. Seeing Juan holding a snake-catching weapon, Verda attacks him instantly. Blanca jumps in front of Juan and blocks the attack. She strikes back, and in that moment, her memories return. Verda is her sister. The two sisters embrace. Blanca explains that she lost her memory, which is why she didn't recognize her. They move to a nearby temple, where Verda tells Blanca the truth. The hairpin was given to you to kill the Dark General. Blanca admits she still remembers very little, and asks why the Dark General uses snakes. Verda explains, he practices dark kung fu. He absorbs snake powers to grow stronger. That's why he is our greatest enemy. She reveals that the Snake Queen herself sent Blanca on this mission. Suddenly, Verda attacks Juan again, because he is a snake catcher. Blanca stops her and says, "Juan is not like the general. When I had no memory, he saved my life." But Verda refuses to listen. As she attacks Juan, a dark parasite created by Donbu bursts out of Juan's body. Verda destroys it instantly. Juan tells her, "I'm not working for the general. I don't even know how that thing got inside me." Still, Verda doesn't trust him. Blanca steps forward and says firmly, "I trust Juan completely." This only angers Verda further. During the fight, Blanca and Juan fall into a hidden underground structure, an ancient pagoda temple. Because of its sacred power, no demon can enter this place. But that protection comes at a cost. A dragon spirit attacks Blanca, trying to burn her away with fire. Juan fights desperately and manages to save her. They escape into a Taoist chamber inside the temple, where Blanca suddenly regains all of her memories. Everything becomes clear. When they return outside, Verda is waiting. Blanca turns to her and says, "I'm ready to come with you." She has realized the painful truth. Humans and demons cannot live together, no matter how pure their hearts are. Juan refuses to accept this. "You can't leave me." Blanca replies softly, "There are rules in this world. Humans and demons are not meant to be together." Both of them are heartbroken. They've fallen in love, but fate stands between them. Juan promises her, "I'll find a way for us. It won't take long. Please, wait for me." He leaves. Blanca stays behind, waiting for Juan to return. Verda tells her coldly, "He's not coming. We should leave." Suddenly flames erupt from Verda's body. She reveals the truth. The Snake Queen struck her with a cursed weapon. "If I don't bring you and the hairpin back within 3 days," Verda says, "I will die." Meanwhile, we see Juan returning to the fox demon. He makes a painful decision to transform himself into a demon, so he can stay with Blanca forever. The fox demon performs the ritual by attaching Dudu's tail to Juan's body. As the magic activates, Juan transforms. He gains incredible speed and strength, no longer fully human, but no longer weak. At the same time, Donbu arrives with his soldiers. Using the dark parasite, he has tracked Blanca and Verda. Donbu laughs and says, "You two are powerful snakes. Once the Dark General absorbs your power, he will become unstoppable." He declares that he will capture them and take them to the snake catcher village, where the general is waiting. A brutal fight breaks out. During the battle, Donbu's mask shatters, revealing a horrifying truth. His face has become wrinkled and twisted, corrupted by dark power. Verda mocks him. Enraged, Donbu unleashes his full dark energy, trapping Blanca and Verda inside a deadly spell. Blanca sees no escape. In desperation, she grips her magic hairpin and absorbs all of Donbu's power into herself. Donbu collapses. At that very moment, Juan, now a demon, races toward Blanca at incredible speed. When Juan and Dudu arrive, they are stunned. The land is completely destroyed. Donbu's lifeless body lies there, and Blanca has transformed into a massive white python. Her uncontrolled power has already devastated Yongzhou village. When Blanca sees Juan, she calms for a moment, but then she notices the destruction around her. Innocent people are dead. Homes are ruined. Overwhelmed by guilt, Blanca turns away and disappears. Verda approaches Juan and says, "Blanca has become a giant serpent. She absorbed too much power. She won't listen to you anymore." Then she notices Juan's demon form. Verda asks him coldly, "Do you still love her even now?" Juan doesn't answer. Instead, he asks, "Where is Blanca going?" Verda replies, "She's heading toward your village. The Dark General is going there too. She wants to kill him, even if it destroys everything." Without hesitation, Juan runs to save his village. Elsewhere, the Snake Queen receives news. The Dark General is marching toward the Snake Catcher village with a massive ship. The Queen believes Blanca must have revealed the location. Furious, she commands her army, "We will not retreat. We will destroy the village, the general, everyone. They have hunted us for centuries." Meanwhile, Juan reaches his village and warns the people. "A giant serpent is coming. We must evacuate now." No one believes him. Suddenly, the Dark General arrives with his soldiers. Using his power, he captures Juan and reveals Juan's hidden demon tail. The villagers are horrified. They turn on Juan and attack him. Juan shouts desperately. I came here to protect you. He points at the general and yells, you are evil. You forced us to hunt snakes for power. You turned Blanca into a monster. At that moment, Blanca's massive form appears in the distance. Xuan begs everyone, I can stop her. Please let me go. Surprisingly, the general releases him, curious to see what will happen. Xuan runs toward Blanca. He pleads with her. Everyone in this village is innocent, but Blanca is no longer fully conscious. She continues moving forward. Desperate, Xuan begins scattering flowers everywhere, trying to remind her of the moments they shared. The laughter, the love, the life they once dreamed of together. Xuan looks at Blanca and says, I've become a demon too, just like you. So now we're both monsters. He continues softly, it doesn't matter how big or powerful you've become. The world is huge, and I will protect you always. Hearing this, Blanca finally begins to calm down. But this was exactly what the Dark General was waiting for. Using his dark magic, he suddenly traps Blanca. Verda rushes forward to save her sister, but the general captures her as well. The general activates his ritual. Slowly, their souls begin separating from their bodies. Terrified, Xuan asks Verda what's happening. Verda replies, our souls are being pulled out. If they separate completely, we'll be destroyed forever. No rebirth, nothing. At that moment, the Snake Queen arrives. She attacks the general using Blanca's magical hairpin and starts draining his power. An epic battle erupts between the queen and the general. Seeing this, Blanca uses her massive tail to shatter the general's dark weapon, freeing herself. She attacks the general with full force, but the general summons a giant magical eagle, which captures both Blanca and the Snake Queen. Verda rushes to help, and Xuan hands her the hairpin. Verda drives the hairpin straight into the general's back. The Snake Queen absorbs all of his power. The Dark General is finally killed. The queen, now drunk with power, orders her snakes to attack the village and slaughter the snake catchers. Blanca, severely injured from the battle, collapses unconscious. Xuan runs to protect the villagers, fighting off the snakes and holding them back. Meanwhile, Verda returns the hairpin to the Snake Queen, but the queen coldly says, I allowed Blanca to use it to defeat the general, not to steal others' powers. Verda tries to explain, she never meant to hurt anyone, but the queen refuses to listen. She throws the hairpin away and attacks Verda, draining all of her power. The Dark General's power has corrupted her. Seeing her sister in danger, Blanca snaps. She attacks the Snake Queen. Enraged, the queen absorbs the power of all nearby snakes, growing massive and terrifying. A brutal fight begins, but the queen is now far stronger. She grabs Blanca and begins draining her power too. Desperate, Xuan reactivates the general's ritual spell. As the queen tries to kill Blanca, the spell traps the queen instead. Xuan rescues Blanca and pulls her out. Blanca weakly tells him, she took all my powers. I'm human now. Xuan holds her and says, then you're never leaving me. They try to escape together, but the general's magic isn't fully gone yet. The collapsing spell traps them inside. Then, the general finally dies completely. The spell breaks, and everything begins to collapse. Xuan notices the star constellations above. Using them, he lifts Blanca to safety. Blanca escapes, but Xuan freezes into ice. Blanca screams in pain. Xuan's soul begins to leave his body. As it happens, Blanca remembers every moment they shared. Using the hairpin, she saves Xuan's soul. Her powers return, and she becomes the White Snake once more. Suddenly, we realize all of this was a vision. Blanca snaps back to the present. Verda tells her, you saved Xuan's soul. He was reborn. Blanca immediately decides to find him. Verda warns her, he may not be the same Xuan anymore. Blanca answers without hesitation, I'll find him wherever he is. And finally, Blanca and Verda find him, standing on a bridge. Some loves don't end with time. They wait through lifetimes. If you want to know what happens next, subscribe now. Share this story with someone who believes in true love. And don't miss part 2, because this story is far from over.